Mad. All right.
Yeah,
We recording?
we are. We're live.
What the fuck's going on, Adelaide?
How are we?
This is A2B Media.
What's going on?
I'm Ajax.
I'm Balak.
Cobba.
We got Cobba in the fucking building. Let's go.
Just quickly, I think we should point out that we're in a new building.
Dude, new environment.
Yeah.
How's this?
Mad setup, lads.
Where
What's
are we?
going
Which
on?
camera's going on that one?
What's going on?
Yeah, this is sick. It's pretty nice.
NSS.
Yeah, shout out Northern Sound Systems.
Yeah, in Elizabeth.
Yeah.
If you want to come use this space at $5 an hour, give them a call, send them your email, get it going.
Yeah, don't book over our times because we'll be spewing.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't dog the boys.
Yeah.
Bargain, mate. $5 now.
Yeah.
It's not bad, eh? Like that's
crazy.
for like this professional studio, all the equipment, the cameras, the lights.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Definitely, man.
Dope environment too. Like it's actually I feel professional.
Adds a bit of a different nostalgia
Mate, we got a
from the
podcast.
living room, bro.
That's it, eh? Yeah, a bit
it's
of a
good.
step up,
It's
that.
good.
Bit of an upgrade.
Sick.
Yeah, it's sick.
For sure.
Yeah. How are you, man?
Good, man. Good. I've had fucking terrible sleep, but yeah, we're here, so
Everyone-
here and keen, so yeah, fucking.
Dope.
Sick, cunt, bro. You did the complete show the other night, lad.
Yes, yeah, I did. That was a fucking wild experience, to say the least. But yeah,
Brother,
no,
that crowd.
that was insane. Insane.
Mental. I'm honestly spewing. I missed it.
Yeah, I mean, like, look, I'm used to fucking, you know, obviously the open mics and
Crowd
stuff
of 30,
like that,
40.
you know,
Yeah,
you
small
know, like,
room, small
sort
stage.
of 50, 60 max.
Bit more
points,
intimate.
you know?
Yeah.
And yeah, so, yeah, fucking certainly wasn't expecting that.
Nah, dude, that
at
was
all.
mental, bro.
Yeah.
670 cunts in a room.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, it was crazy.
brother,
it was
Adelaide
crazy.
showed up.
Oh, 100%, man. So, yeah, I think we all expected, obviously, a big show, but yeah, just when the night came around, it just, it fucking filled out well, so.
Yeah, word, bro.
Massive, man.
Yeah, cheering on that.
No, that was sick. But yeah, crazy experience, man. Fucking, obviously had the Dog the Boys challenge. Shout out Yanni on the win for that. He fucking killed that. But yeah, so sort of didn't really, didn't hear anything sort of after that. Like,
A little bit quiet.
yeah, which was sweet, you know. I knew I didn't take the win and shit. So, yeah, was just obviously planning to go and see Yanni and support him and yeah, obviously go see Complete and shit. So I think Thursday night came around last week and I was just sitting having a few drinks and yeah, pretty fucking docile on the couch and yeah, got a message from him asking if I wanted to jump up for the Lights Out track off his new album. Just do 8 bars on that. So yeah, he
Bro,
said
that's massive.
it was, man. It was
That's
dope.
huge.
It was dope. Tried to write. Well, I did write to that sort of before Saturday came around. Like, thought I had my shit relatively down pat.
As you do.
As you do, 100%, you know. But then, obviously, I think I just had an idea in my head of what, yeah, I was rocking up to, and it was just so much.
Completely
It
different.
was just, yeah, so much bigger than what I, you know, had envisioned, so.
And to be honest, bro, for someone from your background and the fact that you haven't really done many live shows, to just actually get up and fucking do that, dude. Like,
Yeah, man.
Hats off to you, because
Yeah, bro,
I would have
straight
been literally
It
doing
was-
my dad.
it was
I
fucking
would have to
thrown
go
in
home
the
and
Deep
change my
end,
undies.
like, yeah, bro.
Yeah, well, Complete's one of my idols as well, you know, which
Word.
I'll touch on, obviously, you know, as we go deeper into the podcast and stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, so there were so many elements for me that were just like, you know, even for a little 8-bar segment on, you know, like a new track for a show, it was, for me, that was like a surreal experience.
word.
And so, yeah, I thought I had everything pretty down pat, and then, yeah, got there and just fucking, you know, like, I have a few sort of substance issues, you know, that I deal with and struggle with from time to time.
Yeah, who doesn't these days,
That's
eh?
it, you know. You know, mainly being my sort of alcohol abuse issues.
Yeah.
Which has let me down a couple of times at a couple different smaller shows and shit like that. And so I sort of tried to take on the mindset of I wanted to go more or less sober.
Yeah, big ups to that.
To this on the big night, which
It's easier said than done.
yeah, well, that's the
Word.
thing in hindsight. You know, I rocked
Word.
up there, essentially fucking stone cold sober. You know, and yeah, it was fucking. I was not in an ideal,
Yeah.
you know, mind state when I got there to be dealing with that. So, but it was what it was. You know, just yeah, let the nerves fuck me up, and yeah, sort of jumped up, and just fucking went blank, man. Like, spat like my first line. of the verse I had written for the track, and fucking just went blank, bro. And
That's gutting, isn't it?
dude, like I can't explain, like in the moment, I think in front of fucking 670 people as well.
All those eyes watching you, bro. Like,
oh well, that's right, man. Like to fucking what feels like drop the ball on a stage like that is yeah, man. Like I can't even describe how it felt, to be honest. I didn't even have time to think in that moment. I just wanted to get the fuck out of there in that moment.
To be honest, bro, I watched the footage and, bro, the crowd was absolutely going ballistic when you fucking started rhyming. And to be honest, like, look, I've only seen a few videos from the night and from that crew track especially, and the crowd, like, they were into it, definitely, but, bro, they were fucking revving when you jumped on, man. And that's a testament to you as well, like the impact that you've made in the Adelaide scene already. And look, you might fuck up once, man, but it's not your last performance, bro, and you can just prove yourself again and again.
Straight up. I think you fit in really well with that complete sound as well. Like, it would have been sick to see you do
100%.
more than just 8 bars. I would have loved to see you
Yeah.
fucking open that.
For sure, and that's the thing. I think it's just like to start with, sort of how it played out was started like literally it was just a fucking out of nowhere blank choke. So I fucking spat my first line.
He's choking.
And bang, fucking literally like, choked. And
Mine
fucking
went blank.
Straight away, like the room just fucking erupted in support, man. You know? Like I went from wanting to jet the fuck out of that ASAP, you know what I mean, to alright, like
pulling the full B rabbit.
And the boys up there were good, shout out to Complete for that as well, man, like, and the boys I had with me on stage, because when something like that starts happening, man, it's not easy at all. And they rallied around me.
Mental game, like no one actually sees what you're experiencing inside, and it's like a full body override. Like fucking anxiety and the pressure is just fucking unreal, and it's not really spoken of. Like, and every artist actually feels that, because we're all human.
Of course,
we're all working on a fucking vibration. Sure. And when that vibration is really increased, and you just fucking panic.
Oh, literally, man, 100%. And I think, it was just such a dope growth experience for me in general as well. So early on, I think into making music as well, and that was the thing. They just made me feel comfortable, man. Got me to stay up, come back in on the beat later, and jump back in on the beat a little bit later. Still fucking forgot my words, but
you know what happened?
Mixed up some shonky freestyle, and the crowd seemed to love it, and I still loved it in the end, And it was a dope experience, but mad learning curve more than anything. I think it was more like that perceived pressure shit, I was only doing 8 bars, Like had the homie Yanni T, who was, opening on the fucking one of the biggest shows he's done so far,
Mental.
And I'm fucking stressing myself out over 8 bars, bro. You know what I mean? So it was just one of those perceived fucking pressure moments, man, I think, where it's like,
self-inflicted.
I almost felt like I wasn't meant to be there.
Dude, I think it almost would have been easier to do more than 8 bars, Like if you had a full set, you would have had time to like ground yourself, be like, sick, we've got some time. And when you're doing 8 bars, it's like, fuck, I got 8 bars. Like,
that's
get
the
this
thing.
right.
On that, like I said, massive learning curve on so many levels for me, because like, afterwards, fucking, I laid in bed till fucking 5 o'clock in the morning thinking about this, running it all through my head, and I'm like, fuck, like, I gave myself less than 24 hours to fucking write and memorize what I was going to do. Instead of, I had plenty of other things I could have fucking lined up to spit on that track with, but put the pressure on myself to try and fucking write something new and memorize it, And I think it was just, honestly, man, like fucking the pressure I put on myself for that, like, even to when I came back on later, start, doing a fucking freestyle, a shonky ass freestyle, instead of, just reverting back to a verse that I had ready to go.
But to be honest, that
just got caught up in the nerves, I think, and fucking that's one of the things where I learnt from, because it's like, I like pressured myself into that point, you know what I mean? Like I pressured myself thinking I'm, like, I don't have enough time to fucking memorize this, and then when I memorized it, I rocked up there and I was like, fuck, there's so many people here, or fuck, like just ran all these different, scenarios through my own mind, while everyone sort of that was around me was like, you're good, bro,
100%.
And so that's something I've always struggled with personally, is like, it's not like self-sabotaging, but to a degree it almost is, you know. When I think that perceived pressure comes along for a lot of artists or people in whatever it may be, it might not just be music, but you know, for the expectations you have of yourself or what something might mean to you, I think can have a massive effect on the outcome of that situation,
100%.
depending on how...
And that's highly relatable.
On how you process it, you know, so yeah.
I think a lot of artists... sorry to cut you off. I think a lot of artists actually face that difficulty, and it's not just a once-off thing, it's actually... It reoccurs, you know, and dude, I face it every time I get on the stage, and that's why I just don't perform anymore. It's just because that mental battle, the things that you inflict on yourself post and prior, and like it's just fucking torturing, you know, and it's just not fair for yourself. And like for you, man, like your art is so dope. Like you've got a sick talent here, and like your bars are just so raw and it's so real, and it's like you can feel it, you know what I mean? It's realness, you know. And I think it's that big struggle every time that you're going to get on, and you know, just giving yourself that prior preparation to prevent that piss poor performance. That's what it is, you know.
100%, bro. Spot on with what you said there, and I think that's the thing, man. It's just preparation's a big thing that I'm still learning to grasp as well, you know. And so, you know, preparation for me, you know, it might even be preparing less, you know. Maybe I fucking was over preparing, and you know, that was my, you know, and I was thinking about too much, and I fucked it up, you know. And so that's the thing for me is like, I just learned next time, just fucking enjoy it, man. You know what I mean? That's the point of it, and you know, because it did to a degree, you know, take away from, you know, obviously there was fucking heaps of boys on the bill, you know, that I look up to, and you know, whose music I listen to as well.
It's that star shock that. Oh my gosh.
Well, for me, like how I fucking, like all this shit going through my fucking head over 8 fucking bars.
Yeah.
Like was affecting my enjoyment of the night and shit, man. You know what I mean? And so for me, it was such a positive fucking learning curve, man, in terms of, you know, so many different aspects with pressure and preparation and, you know what I mean? Just fucking rolling with the punches with that sort of shit and, not being too hard on yourself because it's all early games, man, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
You've got to trust the process and, just keep working at that sort of shit. So, but yeah, that shit will never happen to me again, Mark.
Yeah,
my fucking words.
Word up.
Like my fucking words.
Yeah, well, that's sick, bro.
Oh, sorry, you go. I've been talking too much.
Yeah, well, let's take it back a little bit, right? So we've just kind of jumped in a little bit to this weekend.
True.
It's fresh. It's fresh out of your mind. It's good to start like that. But tell us a little bit about yourself, bro.
Yeah, so I'm from South Australia.
Yep.
Always lived in Adelaide. Yeah, always lived in Adelaide. Never really. I'd say I'm from the south side of town, but I've lived up north really just as many years now. So traditionally, grew up on all different parts of the south side. Later years, a teenager, sort of came out this way.
Yeah.
But
did you go to school down there and shit?
Yeah, I went to school both up here and down south as well. So I've been to fucking schools from as far as.
Sorry, watch the table. This table's shocking. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, we got the beat maker table.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, mate, we got the bass drum right here.
That's it. But no, I've been from as far as Huntfield Heights Primary when that was still floating around to like Balaclava Primary, fucking Salisbury East High, fucking Aberfoyle High. It's just
a big
just
array.
Sort of all over the place, man. Which sort of I think just stemmed from being a bit of a dickhead, you know, growing up, you know, for many different reasons. But grew up sort of all over Adelaide. Was just me and my sister as siblings sort of until 10, 12 years old.
What was your relationship like with her?
Good, man. Like, you know, we had our bad times, you know, I think as every sort of pair of siblings does.
Yeah,
but you know, we got through a lot of shit together sort of growing up and you know, these days, you know, probably on pretty different books. You know, my sister's a teacher at a Brethren college now.
Yeah, crazy. Christian.
Yeah, man. Like, she speaks like fucking 3 languages.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, she's been over for like Singapore for teaching and shit. Like, she's a very, very intellectual person.
Yeah.
And she's worked fucking hard to sort of turn her life around from.
Yeah, good for her.
I think the pathways that I sort of ended up going down. You know, that she was sort of lined up to go down as well.
Yeah, for sure.
You know,
Broke that mold.
Yeah, that's it, man. You know, and she's the oldest one out of the four of us, so it's fucking, you know, it's a good example that she sets, you know. So
so you got other siblings then?
Yeah, so I think I was around 12 when my first little brother was born. John. Yeah, he's fucking 13 now.
Dude.
So
little rebel.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and then another little brother, Jacob, who's 11 years old.
There you go.
So they're to a different lady, to what my sister and myself were born to.
Yeah, so half brothers.
Yeah. But yeah, good family element there. These days, you know, growing up.
It's good to have that.
Even up to a few years ago was sort of, pretty fucking shaky to say the least for a lot of the time for all of us kids. But yeah, sort of on the back end of that now, and you know, like the family's really strung together a lot more these days, and everyone's sort of doing positive things now.
Oh, awesome, man.
So,
that's good to hear.
Yeah.
Where does music come in with your life? Like, where did you start there?
Music, I guess, was sort of almost like a center point of sort of my expression for emotion, or how I was feeling always growing up. Like I never
struggle for everybody.
Yeah, I never really got into like writing music or even considering it until real later years, which I'll touch on after. But it all sort of started with just American hip hop and rock music, really.
Yeah, word. Yep.
Coming from my dad, you know, and just grew up on that shit massively, like the old school American scene, and sort of found a lot of shit to relate to in that, you know. While obviously I'm growing up fucking in Australia, you know, it's you know, doing it a lot crazier than these sort of cats. But I found a lot of stuff to relate to in a lot of this music in terms of growing up in hardships, or you know, like a lot of these you know, groups of rappers or certain artists, you know, felt I think, you know, like a very small minority of people, you know what I mean, because of the way they've been brought up or the things they've been around.
Yeah, 100%.
You know?
And you're right, we are a minority. We are the minority. You know?
Yeah, 100%. And so, I think I just found, just shit to relate to and confide in.
Yeah,
you know, in times where I might have felt, you know, lonely or fucking, you know, 100 other ways growing up. And
100%, bro.
I wasn't very sociable. I was a sociable kid growing up, but I was fucking pretty dysfunctional, you know.
Yeah, 100%.
I was very violent.
I was about to say angry. Yeah, super angry.
Seems to be a common trend with like not just the hip hop scene, but like arts in general. Yeah. I've seen so many kids like myself and yourself as well growing up like dysfunctional, like anger management problems, like shit like that.
Yeah.
Always tends to like, it's always the artistic people, you know, all the people that like have so much shit going on inside their head that just
that raw expression.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the thing. Yeah, I think it's just, you know, music sort of that universal language in that sense, where it's like
you don't have to sugarcoat it.
Yeah, it's one of the easiest ways I think to articulate and express emotion.
Completely agree.
You know, opposed to, you know, like, you know, for me personally, like sitting down and talking about this shit is 100 times harder than it is.
Bro,
straight up, it's a mental page.
For me, getting on the mic later, you know, that's fucking 100 times easier than sitting and talking about the basis and the stuff behind it, because I think that's the crux of sort of why you'll have these artists.
It's the trust issues.
Making the music as well, though, is because sometimes I think for a lot of people it's much easier to articulate that on a track and into a song than it is to sit and actually have a conversation about it, you know. Yeah. In a song, you don't necessarily always have the time, I think. While it makes you feel better, it's like getting a fucking weight off your chest. I don't think
100%.
You always have the time to sit and dwell on the fucking, you know, the backdrop of the story of the track or this and that. Whereas when you sit and you speak about it, you know, obviously you got to delve into those things. So I think when you get on a track, it's almost just an easy way for people who struggle sometimes to express otherwise to, you know, sort of get that out. That's that's what it is for me anyway, personally. You know,
100%.
I agree.
Yeah,
it's
And is that where your sort of inspiration to a lot of your tracks, like specifically Off Your Chest? That's a really big one. I think you're going to play it later.
Yeah. So I'll touch on that in 2 secs for sure. But with what you were saying, sort of about why I got into sort of the music so heavily to start with, it was. Yeah, I guess not just sort of the influence around my dad, but like I said, how I would find music would make me feel, and what it would do in my life growing up, you know, from a very young age. Like, as I said, I was very dysfunctional, didn't have many friends at all.
Yeah, word.
You know, I was picked on a lot at school because, you know, people knew I had a very short fuse and shit going on at home. And
did you find, like, sorry to cut you off.
Yeah, no.
Moving to different schools, like, because myself personally moved around schools, getting bullied at one school, moving to a new school and like becoming the bully to prevent yourself getting bullied, or?
Yeah, man, like I had that sort of shit happening a lot, you know, but I found, I think until sort of some drastic shit started happening, you know, like fucking taking knives to school or doing fucking dumb shit, you know what I mean, to try and make some statements.
Yeah.
You know, fucking in my pretty early teen years, like, I don't think it really made much fucking difference, what I did growing up, man. Like, people would fucking pick on me anyway, man. You know, it wouldn't matter if what had happened the day before or if fucking, you know what I mean? Like, you knew I was going to, it didn't matter, you know. Kids are fucking relentless sometimes, man.
Through God, bro. They are, matter, man.
You know?
It's not spoken about, but they are actual little CUNTs.
Yeah, 100%, man. 100%. So, it was an endless battle for me most of the time, up until my mid-teens.
Yeah.
Sort of learning to deal with the emotions I was feeling and express them in the right way. I was very hyper protective of myself. And
did your mates have like a big influence in your like creation of music, or your start out to your music?
To a degree, man. You know, this is something I've thought about a little bit recently. In terms of sort of how it got to that point, because initially I thought, yeah, you know, I was inspired by my mates to do this and all of this sort of stuff. But looking back on it, I don't really think fucking, much of it came from that. Because to be honest, man, like, probably till I was like 15, 16, man. Like, outside of maybe like 2 or 3 dudes, I didn't have friends, man, like, genuinely. Like, I fucking, like, I had no friends, bro, fucking. And people knew, like, if you wanted, sort of wanted some fucking entertainment, man, like, you'd fucking poke me and you'd get it. I
was very similar, man.
And then I'd go home and I'd deal with it fucking shit at home as well, you know? So it was just a fucking endless battle for me, man, until I think sort of I got around my cousin a bit more. You know, like, always looked up to him massively. We were around the same age, but, you know, like, came from sort of very different family situations. And, you know, I always saw him living a good life with good friends and fucking, you know, good chicks around him and, you know, the fucking nice clothes.
He's the man.
You know, he was, man, you know.
It's a good role model.
And so, for me, you know, like, I was fucking ridiculed, man, and fucking, you know, like, felt like I was some fucking monster, man, growing up, you know. All because I felt scared, bro, you know. That's what I think it comes down to with every kid growing up, man, you know, doing that sort of shit. Like, you're just fucking scared, man, you know.
Yeah, 100%. You're almost fighting your way out.
100%, man, you know. Trying to get to shit before it gets you, I think, you know, and that's such a dysfunctional way to grow up.
Nah, 100%, because it's not a great way to process emotion. And for a kid, it is actually really difficult to put yourself in that position to process those emotions properly when you haven't ever been taught. You know, you're on your own. It's sink or swim out there, and a lot of the time you either do fight or flight. You know, and you either shut down and let it happen, or you just start punching heads in. And that's, you know, for me, I was a menace, man. Like, you couldn't even look at me wrong, and I just lash out just because, you know, I felt like you were insulting my intelligence or you were insulting my ego.
Or having a laugh at you. Or
word up, bro. Like, 100%. Husky says it's dope in a track. I hear the laughter and I wonder who the joke was on.
Yeah.
You know, and that's how I felt every time I heard someone laugh. You know, it was just that.
Yeah.
Brother.
You knew straight away you were getting laughed at, you know, whether you heard the joke or not, you know. Yeah, and so I think, like, eventually that led to fucking, like, man, I found massive relation in music through that sort of shit, like, you know, growing up, man. And then eventually, like, actually stumbled on, like, battle raps and shit to start with, man. Like,
yeah, killer.
Which eventually led just sort of through recommendations, I think, through my search engine.
Is that the got beef battles?
Nah, man, like, we're like King of the Dot and shit. And
fucking, dude, like, old school.
Yeah, and so...
Yeah, word.
It's like that was sort of the transition for me, like, into like getting even deeper into music. So, you know, obviously with the little backstory I gave just then, you know, that like when I got to this point, I was already so heavily entrenched in fucking just the idea of hip hop,
Yeah,
you know,
100%,
and the love of it, you know.
Yeah.
And so
It's got that passion, that fire.
that's right. Then I got to fucking discovering battle raps, and I'm like, okay, now like I love hip hop because this is like fucking, you know, I'm a fucking kid that gets bullied, man. I fucking hate my life, you know what I mean? I come here and
Great
make me
form
feel
of
mad.
expression.
Now I've found a fucking little sub fucking genre of hip hop, man, where you can absolutely diss the fuck out of these cunts. You know what I mean? And
love
it's
it. Make
and
a
bring yourself
mockery,
up even
brother.
more, you know?
Yeah.
So that like it fucking just blew my mind even more in terms of hip hop, you know, because like everyone's fucking seen 8 Mile and all this shit growing up, you know, like that's your idea of what a fucking battle rap is, you know what I mean? And then you actually see it like.
It ain't anything like it is in the movies, eh?
And it's fucking, it's legit, man, you know? So that eventually sort of just spiraled onto, just watching like Aussie fucking rap battles and shit like that. And yeah, I actually started listening to like Aussie rap battles before listening to any sort of like Aussie hip hop tracks.
Yeah, right.
Sort of like, I'd listen to like fucking hip hop and like fucking Hilltop Hood, and Funkles and shit like that.
Sure.
But it's like,
for sure. It was a bit different. You weren't listening to that gutter.
like you could hear fucking Hilltop Hoods on the radio.
Yeah,
you know?
straight up.
Shout out, like I love
shout out
Hilltop Hoods, you
Hilltops,
know,
man.
but it's fucking like you could hear that on the radio, man. You know, where it's
for
like
sure.
a lot of the general consensus of fucking Australian hip hop.
Honestly, since 2004, bro. If you don't know what Hilltop Hoods was, you weren't alive. 100%.
Yeah,
like
everybody
like
knew,
everybody, like it's a household name, and
every
and
cat and their grandma knew who Hilltops were.
word up,
Yeah.
100%. And
Yeah, so that's what I mean with that. You know, like fucking. Obviously, I
a little bit
heard
different.
of those guys first, but in terms of getting even deeper into Australian hip hop, yeah, I didn't really discover that until after battle rapping, and then to start with, I was like, yeah, like this resonates hard as fuck with me. You know, like a lot of this Australian hip hop, but I actually fucking hated the sound of it to start with.
yeah, 100.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, you know, and like a lot of dudes will fucking lie about this, man, straight out, you know. A lot of dudes will lie about this shit and say they've loved it from the get go, man, you know. But a lot of people forget this wave, you know, that sort of hit. You know, I think Curse helped with this a lot, man. You know, sort of add a different style and different approach that other people could take to Australian hip hop as well. But
100%.
you know,
yeah.
like now he's goated in Australian hip hop and fucking, you know what I mean? Everyone fucking loves Cursor and all this, but I remember where it's like fucking 10 years ago, if you fucking said to someone you listened to Cursor,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
those cunts weren't gonna let you live it down.
You're a chat.
Actually,
And
straight
so-
up.
Yeah,
and
word
so,
up.
And so that's what I mean. It's just like there's fucking
And now everybody's in it, you know. Everybody's in, or Eshe, or I dress fresh, or I rock that apparel. But and Cursor kicked that door down because before Curse, man, like that we weren't getting paid on Triple J, we weren't getting shows, we weren't getting put in JB Hi-Fi, being able to sell our CDs.
Yeah.
Like we weren't recognised as an actual art form.
Yeah.
You know, it was purely underground, and
Yeah,
like
for sure.
especially Hilltop Hoods as well had a big fucking play in that because before the Cooling, they were like purely underground, man, and like there was, you know, there really wasn't anybody breaking that mold, and you know, you just get those quiet shows. I'm speaking like I was there, but I'm not. I've just done a lot of research, and you know, I know the histories. But however, you know, Curse came through, and yeah, he got so much hate, but at the same time, he literally paved the way for us to make the sound that we make today. And without Curse, we would literally not have a platform here today.
Yeah, 100%.
You know?
for sure. No, I can't agree more. But you know, that's sort of, you know, I guess what I'm meaning with, you know, like it was, like I fucking liked the sound of Oz hip hop. Like I said, it resonated with me, you know. But it was like it was in a fucking time, man, where it was like it was hard to like Oz hip hop.
bro.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Word
it was,
up, word.
so that's the thing, man. You know, but over the years, like, yeah, just fucking acquired more and more of a taste to it. And
Word. I think when Curse
now I
dropped his-
barely listen to American fucking hip hop or any genre outside
solely-
of it,
yeah, solely
Australian
Oz.
rap. So
Yeah.
it's it's just how fucking it changes, man. And I guess how much you further your knowledge or your depth of what you heard and you know,
man.
sort of
word.
what artists you listen to and shit. So
100%.
I think it's all just about exposure in the end anyway, and who you're around. But I think once I started, you know, getting around, you know, a few mates like Yanni and Holmesy and fucking a few of these lads,
Shout out
and,
those lads.
and started, you know, obviously getting even further deeper into it then on like a local aspect, you know, because these are dudes that were spitting like...
Bro, just having a local playlist and being like, I actually only live 2Ks from this lad and he's actually a murderer, you know? Like, it's just absolutely insane. And the level of talent here in Adelaide is just unmatched.
Oh, for sure.
And it's great because we all feed off each other and then, you know, it's just bouncing back and forth and all of a sudden we've just got this whole array of dope artists and dope mixtapes and dope tracks and
100%.
hectic shows and, you know, Adelaide just representing.
Yeah, fucking oath, man, for sure. So that's essentially like how it timelined for me, I guess, getting into music and, you know, with Baylak touching on that Off My Chest track, you know, that sort of ties into, I guess, how it all sort of started for me to a degree. Initially, the first verse I ever wrote was actually Tough Roads.
Dope track.
It's like the second verse in Tough Roads was the first track I ever wrote. First verse I ever wrote, sorry. And that was when I was like fucking 18, I reckon, 19.
So you sat on that for a while, eh?
Yeah, well, that was just like I fucking chucked it on rock bottom instrumental by Eminem and shit, and was just fucking around with it. I've actually got the video of the first recording. It actually popped up in my memories,
that's
bro.
crazy.
On Snapchat. Yeah, just yesterday.
Might have to send that through to us. We might have.
that.
Yeah, no, it's insane.
We'll do a cheeky little plug at the end of the video.
Yeah, that's it. So yeah, that's cheeky fucking 6 years ago, you know. And,
wow. Yeah.
Yeah, so like wrote that and fucking thought it was fucking dog shit and just fucking
Never released it.
What made you change your mind there? Did you show it to someone and they were like, bro, you're on, or what?
Well, like, yeah, fucking, as a sort of, oh man, like fucking 3 years went past. Like, I met the mother of my child now, and like we had gone to like a fucking friend's house of mine, and like a bunch of people were there and shit, and fucking one of them that I used to live with was there. And remembered that I had fucking wrote this fucking rap. Like,
sick.
And fucking...
He called you out, he put you on the spot,
fucking put me on the spot in front of everyone to fucking spit this fucking
What a
rap,
legend.
man.
Yeah,
big ups to that cunt.
Yeah, well, fucking...
What was his name? Shout him out.
It's Cameron Haynes.
Cameron Haynes. Shout out
Cameron
Haynes,
bro,
putting him on.
Big Haynesy, so... yeah, man, like, fucking put me on show and started playing the beat and spat this fucking... It was only a verse, bro, and that was like, it was such a fucking big thing for like my mates and shit, and they all thought it was dope, you know. And
yeah.
I honestly thought fucking nada of it, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
And then, I think like a year went past, you know, and I was still with my partner at the time, and like fucking, like showed me this video of it, like from like fucking a year ago, and I'm like, I listened to it and I was like, that was actually dope. What the fuck?
That was
like,
actually, yeah, you started feeling yourself.
Hell yeah. I was like, that was sick, you know?
Yeah.
And then fucking...
Just had to ice it.
Yeah, you know? And still, I had like no sort of intentions at that point to do any sort of thing with like...
Music, yeah.
It's just because I loved fucking hip-hop, you know? I was like, I was fucking string together with that sort of thing, you know? I didn't, at that point... you know, I was still more than comfortable with confiding in other people's music, you know? At that point, I hadn't felt ever...
Bro, that's a great way of putting that, man. Sorry to cut you off. Bro, you just blew my mind. Confiding in other people's music, bro. Straight up, man. That's what you do. And then you realise that you can actually confide in your own music.
Literally, man. And that's what it was, you know. I hadn't... Yeah, like, you know, everyone leading up to, you know, what is the hardest point to date of their life, you know, thinks that fucking they've already had it the hardest, you know. Like, there's always going to be another... hardest time, man, you know. And so I thought, at this point in my life, like, yeah, I've dealt with shit, you know, but I don't feel the need to like fucking, you know, jump on a track and fucking, you know what I mean, like bleed this out, you know. And because for me, that's what, you know, hip hop for me was, you know, was like it was such a fuck, man, like,
key aspect,
like a precious thing, man, you know, where it's like fucking. You know, this is important to people, man. You know, this is people's lives in a song, you know.
Yeah,
and so bro. Yeah, for me, man,
sacred.
Like, I had never felt that level of resonating with music to properly, like, put my life into words like that, you know?
Yeah, word, yeah.
And so, like, time went on, man, you know, and throughout sort of the relationship I had with the mother of my child, like, shit just went fucking really badly downhill for me. You know, in a time where, like, fucking things had started going really well.
Yeah.
Everything fucking started going to shit for me. Mental health, fucking substance abuse, family issues, man. Like, yeah, things went really, really fucking
Music
down.
kind of took the back seat.
Downhill. Well, music never had the front seat for me, sort of up until it all came crashing down for me, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, just got riddled with smashing booze every day. You know, I was working 2 jobs. One of them was at a tie shop. The other was at a bottle-o. Out in Gawler, the Thirsty Camel, at the Kingsford Hotel there.
Kingsford. Shout out Kingsford.
I got absolutely maggoted there and threw up in a vodka. Oh, what was that? A big vase?
It was like a cauldron, that they do the bloody... What's the cocktail jugs?
The cocktail jug, man.
I sculled it and then fucking vomited straight back into it.
Sculled 2 of them. Sculled 2 of them, and on the second one, threw up in the jug and left it on the table and diced.
Yeah, shout out Kingsford.
Sorry about that.
Shout out Kingsford, yeah.
Sorry about that.
Anyway, getting off topic there.
Never had rowdy times at a place I've worked at before, so.
Yeah.
And then, but yeah, it was hectic because the tyre shop directly next door to the hotel, I would actually work at during the day, and then I'd finish there and jump over to the hotel. But,
no shit.
Like, my mental health and substance abuse issues came that bad, you know. Sort of at this select point in time, you know, obviously fast forwarding a couple of years now, you know, like, we had our first child at the end of 2021. And, sorry.
Killer kid, by the way. He's a little ball of joy, that little fella, right? He's a sick cunt. Mind my language, sorry again.
So yeah, man, fucking had our first kid, you know, and I was just fucking struggling, you know, and you know, I'm not a sucker for talking about things too much with this sort of stuff, and sort of wanted to continue, I think, to try and carry pretty big load on my shoulders, you know, well, just expecting, I think, to go home and expect my home life to be
perfect,
to be okay, you know, forgetting that, you know, obviously my partner at the time was being at home all day with our child as well, you know, and it just became a very vicious cycle, you know, from fucking drinking on lunch breaks at work, to finishing at fucking 4:30 at one job, to going over tipsy to work in a fucking bottle-o.
Word up,
you know, till 8:30 and driving home pissed and shit.
I've worked
in
bottle-os, brother. It's that environment, bro,
100%.
and it's like promoted. It's like it's okay to finish work and get absolutely plastered and then fucking stumble home at 4 a.m. You know.
So that's the thing, man. Like, you know, some of these days I was doing fucking, you know, 12-hour days and shit, and fucking just sinking piss and just not addressing the negative things proper in my life, man. You know, and there was such a big line of events, you know. Even up to this point, you know, like our son was 10 weeks premature as well.
Yeah.
You know, and
what a blessing.
Just a few days before my partner at the time's water had broke, I was in hospital, man, fucking nearly dying. Like,
wow.
Yeah, I had a fucking severe case of anaphylaxis.
Hectic.
Ended up in anaphylactic shock. Like, tried to sit at home for like 45 minutes going through anaphylaxis, fucking, to the point where, I was literally about to die and fucking...
Crazy.
It was fucked, so... Yeah, massive line of events sort of just led on to, just a bad run of mental health and substance abuse issues, which, you know, in a new family environment with 2 young parents and a new baby,
it's
fuck, man,
recipe for disaster.
It is to say the least, man. And so, you know, there was a lot of shit at bay there, you know, and I started beginning to feel, I think, very trapped in like this vicious cycle of my own mental health, which was insane for me to see, sort of, to put it in blank terms, you know. Sort of watched my life nearly in all aspects, I think, over the course of, you know, literally like fucking 3 to 6 months, you know what I mean? This very small period of time. It's just fucking slipped straight through my hands, you know. While the whole time, like, you know, I was with it, man, you know, but losing my mind at the same time, you know. So it was a crazy battle I was in, you know, from trying to take my own life and shit, to ending up in hospital for weeks. Shit was fucking really not good, And eventually got to a point,
it's a real dark time
where, she had to, try and elevate her life a bit more than that, which, that's how it was, man, I was, became a very destructive, toxic person, not just to her and to my family, but to a lot of people around me. And was really doing nothing to address that sort of shit.
Yeah, word.
And so, like I said, eventually, it was very hard for me to, be of sound mind. I had understanding, this isn't fucking me, my head's fucked,
Yeah.
But, I had no clue how to fucking...
attack that issue.
How to fix any of this, And fucking, it was a terrible, terrible place to be in, man. Terrible place to put my family in.
It's definitely devastating,
Yeah, and... fucking lost it all, man. Literally, ended up in a fucking caravan by myself.
Yeah, wow.
Little 12-foot caravan at Cobba Gateway Tourist Park, man. Living there, so went from beautiful fucking 3-bedroom house, couple cars, couple dogs, with my partner and my son, and a life, 2 jobs.
Back to nothing.
Yeah, to nothing. After coming, shortly before that, I'd tried to top myself and ended up in hospital for a few weeks and shit as well. And yeah, man, found myself after all of this, just fucking completely alone. And that's when, I found music properly, man. I had always been, like I said, confiding in other people's music and doing this and fucking, sort of expressing through other people's music. But then, I think, I finally had hit a point in my life, bro, where it was fucking, it was rock bottom, man, and this shit came to me, and I started writing off my chest, in this caravan, and fucking, within a couple of days I had pieced most of this together. One of the verses in that actual song comes from a different track, which was also written in that same caravan. So most of the shit I've actually still got to this day was written in this little 12-footer at Cobba Gateway Tourist Park,
Crazy.
Spending hours by yourself, man, I'm talking fucking days, sat by yourself, you know what I mean?
100%, I can strongly relate.
Yeah, and so that's when I think I found the biggest importance in music, in my life was when I fucking genuinely had nothing, man. And it felt like there was no point to stay here, my head was so toxic.
No direction.
Even having my son still in my life at these points, was, I just felt like I was doing more of an injustice to him by still fucking, by being here, and so that's really when you're in that headspace of it's when you genuinely think fucking the people around you are better off, when you're fucking gone, man,
Yeah, 100%.
That's a fucking terrible headspace for anyone to be in because it's not the truth,
Yeah, word.
And it's fucking how you get yourself, bro, so it's crazy because, man, just fucking found myself alone, man, for so long and, started writing fucking this music to express it, man,
Should I say dope fucking music?
Nah, appreciate it, bro, And so, that's where it started, man, at the genuinely lowest point in my life. And, like I said, I'd already been in hospital for a few weeks after, trying to top myself fucking, and I didn't want to be back in this sort of position, I felt like the fucking weakest cunt and, my family fucking felt like shit, bro, you know what I mean? Even more than I'd already made them feel.
For sure. Well, it's dope that music's brought you back from that and given you that backbone to actually say how you really feel inside, express the thoughts that you're having in your head, and then also give you a platform to kind of build that new confidence in yourself, to kind of build the way for your little boy, because that's fucking awesome, dude, and that's beautiful, and to have that as, as a power in your arsenal, man, that's just unreal, bro. Sure. And big ups to you for coming back in that, bro.
Appreciate
solid
it,
lad. It's not easy, man.
For sure.
There's been too many people that have, given up and actually allowed their mind to play tricks on them and, take their life. And I think that's I think that's the biggest thing that I'm really trying to be an advocate for, is that, you know, mental health is so real and it's not spoken about. And I think if people are actually given the opportunity to open up and express, even if it's be music or drawing or breakdancing or, you know, any sort of expression, I think it's breaking that mold and that stigma of, yeah, sure, everybody wants you to talk about your issues, but you don't actually have to talk about your issues. You can express them.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, you don't actually have to talk. Like, if you don't feel like you're able to talk to someone, express it through art form.
Yeah. And word, man, just quickly on that, bro, like, that, what you said right there, essentially sums up perfectly that little backstory I was trying to tell you about this caravan, man, is because, like, fuck, man, when I was going through this, like, everyone around me knew, like people thought I wasn't going to make it out of this situation, man, you know.
Yeah.
I had a lot of people around me that were waiting for a fucking phone call, man, you know. And that's when, like you just said there, man, you know, I wasn't able to speak about shit, man, but at that point in my life, bro, when I needed it most, I discovered that I was able to express my music without having to speak about, express exactly what's going on in my heart right now without having to fucking sit down and speak to someone about this, bro. 100%. And that shit saved my life.
Word up, bro. It's that you teach yourself. And I found, bro, especially, bro, with my Want to Be the Man track, like, I was speaking about my struggles with my dad and like, where the fuck were you when I needed your help? You left me to fend for myself, so I bended to bend what I felt. Ended up nearly just killing myself.
Fucking on.
Like, that was a cry out. That 100%. Was like, that, and when I wrote that down, I didn't, like, it wasn't, I was trying to write that down. It just came out. It came
and then, properly from here.
Brother, you know? Like, right now, I've got goosebumps all over my body, man. Like, that was the biggest enlightenment. And from that, being able to say that on a beat, I've been able to forgive my dad.
Yeah,
I didn't speak to my dad for 10 years. The dude put a restraining order on me.
Yeah.
And writing that track really helped me to process those emotions. And now, I talk to my dad 3-4 times a week, man. 100%. Like, didn't speak to him for 10 years. The last time I spoke to him, I said, bro, I'm going to kill you if I see you. You know what I mean?
That's the beautiful thing. It can bring you, I think, closure and clarity through understanding yourself and understanding other people, man. Just through, you know, this music, form of expression, man.
Bro,
so
it's fucking crazy how it heals.
For sure. So yeah, to sum it up, bro, I know that sort of fucking, you know, turned into a bit of a chat, man. But yeah, to sum it up, man, that's how sort of music kicked off for me, man. Was
pain and struggle.
Yeah,
but I said it in the first. You for being able to turn that fucking dark situation that you were in into something so positive and something so helpful, because, like, I think that's the most beautiful thing about music for artists and non-artists. Like, all this pain and struggle that you go through, being able to turn that negative into a positive is so important. And I tell people all the time, whether you're an artist or not, if you're struggling and you're in pain, do what you can to turn that fucking pain into something beautiful.
100%.
And that's the thing, man. You know, I'm very fucking grateful that, you know, I found this little light in my life when I did, you know. You know, some people don't get to that point, man, you know what I mean? Like, and
unfortunately,
I fucking applaud anyone who's going through that sort of shit right now. And yeah,
there is a better way, and you don't have to struggle alone.
It's so much easier said than done, but there will always be someone there, you know.
No,
absolutely right, man. And you know, that's sort of why I wanted to touch on that a little bit as well, you know, because you know, everyone, I think at a certain point, you know, feels like you know, fucking the weight of the world's on their shoulders, man.
Yeah,
and
bro,
you know, and then when that snaps, it's you know, you might not have a direction or a purpose or a fucking even idea on what you're gonna do next. You know?
Well,
and that's okay. You don't have to.
Bro, fake it till you make it.
You don't fucking have to. You know,
straight up.
You just got to keep fucking turning it over, man, and find a way. You know,
yeah, that's it. Keep turning.
Something will present itself. You know what I mean,
dude? Some of the best things come out of when people have no idea what the fuck they're doing.
Exactly,
no direction.
Right. Yeah, exactly right, man. When you know, when there's nothing left to lose, there's everything to gain. So
word up, bro. Straight up, bro. There's only up from rock bottom, man. Once you hit that bloody, like that base, man. Like, I've hit it so many times, bro. You can keep going up, brother, but every time you hit that rock bottom, bro, you just go further and further. It's like a trampoline, you know what I mean? You just allow that fucked up situation, that tough aggression that you build up inside, just to project you into your next
100%.
opportunity.
Absolutely, bro. No, word up. So, yeah, shout out anyone going through that shit at the moment.
Yeah,
and,
bro.
Reach out, if you are. Fucking, there's
Yeah,
always someone
straight
that
up,
cares.
man.
Always
Yeah.
someone else that's doing it the same as you, So, yeah.
I'm a major
reach out.
advocate for mental health, man. Is anybody listening or watching right now that needs, someone to talk to, or that's been through the same things, or just someone just to have an idea of what's going on, man. Just don't ever hesitate to message me, man. I'm always here.
I think that's a really good segue. We'll put the lifeline phone number in the description of this, and also there's some online help that you can go to as well. Just you can speak with a person just through text messages. You don't have to.
We've even got
you don't have to go anywhere.
here at Elizabeth.
we've got Headspace,
which have pretty flexible hours. Walk-in places all around the northern suburbs as well.
Yeah, we got Hyper in the city as well down south. I'm not too sure about the outreach programs down south, but look, we'll do some research. We'll leave it all in links. The description. And look, if you guys are ever struggling that you're watching right now, just know that there is help out there available. And look, we're more than happy to help you out. Let's make it aware. Let's make it known that yes, everyone is struggling, and yes, there is a way to attack those issues and to express your pain, man. Fucking process that shit and get it done. Stop sleeping.
Mm-hmm. Get it out.
Get it out, man. 100%. Get it out. Look, moving forward, I want to know, who's your Oz top 5?
All right, so
I'm sure the people want to know as well.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna. Do I have to fire these in order?
Nah.
So my current top 5, no particular order.
No particular order.
All right,
catch that.
We're gonna have to go Rams,
big ups,
Goobsy,
Don,
Wombat,
Menace.
We're gonna have to go Complete.
Yeah,
and we're also. This last one's tough. This last one's fucking tough.
Bro, it's always hard, man. You don't want to miss anybody out, but at the same time...
This last one's fucking tough, man. This last one's tough. I had... Oh, it's so tough, man. It's so tough. I'm going to lock my top 4 current in.
Yeah.
Because my top 5 is too close.
Yeah.
I told myself when I got here I'd decide between the 2, but I fucking can't.
You know what?
Make it 6.
Make it 6.
Make it
6.
Make it 6?
Yeah, make it 6. Call them out. Shout them out.
I'm going Dundee and Manners.
Yeah, hectic, man. Right. Actually, 2 people on that list just dropped a track this week. Manners ill. It was Peeps.
Yeah,
they
both just dropped the fucking album, bro. Skullduggery, Peeps and Manners.
Bro, that was
4 tracks, man.
Dude, that was actually a dope album, man. I love that shit.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. And Dunners was my number 5.
Yeah.
Until I actually finished listening to Skullduggery. Fuck, man.
Bro, Manners needs to be mentioned, bro.
Because that's the thing, it's top 5 current, So obviously Dunners has just dropped a mad body of work as well. I didn't fucking, and then Manners came fucking with Peeps on that heavy shit. So that was dope, man. Top 5 all time. Fuck, man. We're talking like Tram, Prowler, fucking Delta.
Yeah.
Complete has got to be one of my personal greatest of all time.
He's on a lot of people's list, eh?
Unspoken.
Yeah.
And Strut.
Bruh, straight up.
Right.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's, and honestly, I'm going to go 6 for this as well because I went for 6 for the last one. Fucking Rams, bro.
Bro, yeah, word.
Rams, so that's my that's my top 6s, man.
Those Gravity Pond tracks back in the day, bro, was so influential on me. I was showing Jackson a few the Gravity Ponds tracks the other day, giving him a bit of schooling, man. I was like, brother, this is what I used to listen to hard out when I was 15, 16, 17, thinking I was a fucking hectic little menace, bro, running around with a fucking blade in my ducks and
That's it, man.
Loving it.
But that shit was so ahead of its time, man.
Straight up, man.
That's what's crazy to see about, I think, where the scene is, because now you see some of this shit thinking fuck, man, that's got such an old school sound to it, If you dropped that 10 years ago, man, that would be blowing up,
100%.
But now you've got the shit back then where you sort of think, fuck, you guys are a bit ahead of your time, but I think they're getting, the BTRG boys are getting their flowers now, man, which is fucking well deserved.
Yeah, straight up, man. Absolutely. Well and truly.
Well, on the same topic, I feel like we're kind of starting to wrap up a little bit. Yeah. Anybody from Adelaide? Anybody from Adelaide who's standing out? Any just of your boys that you want to call out?
Anybody you want to shout out?
Man, honestly, just straight shout out to all the FMR boys, all the
found
Adelaide
out down
City
south.
Alchemist boys as well.
Yeah, word, man. Yeah, word.
You know, and anyone that's jumping up on these local shows lately as well, or working on their craft, man, it's such a fucking broad scene at the moment, you know. And I think fucking for the amount of people at the moment that are pushing to get shit done and finding, you know, their own expression in music and, you know, their own sound is dope, man. You know, there's not too many people biting other people's shit either.
Yeah.
You know, which I think in a local
right
scene,
now,
bro,
eh?
like has been such a big thing in different times, man. People
Quite a
biting other
challenge,
people's shit.
No, there's a lot of love in the scene right now.
100%, you know, so, but yeah, off the top of my mind, shouts to all the FMR and ACA boys, man. You know, those boys are doing fucking mad work in the scene, man. So many cats from both those crews, man, are fucking, you know,
killing it.
100%, man. So, and shout outs to you two boys as well, man.
Hey, legend.
Cheers,
Thank you,
bro.
bro.
Sick cunt.
This is a massive thing for the scene as well. I think, you know, it's going to bring a good light to people, good platform to share the story on and, you know, to talk shit about.
Word up, bro. Yeah, I love it.
It's fucking, no, it's dope, man. So.
Cheers, man. Do you want to take this opportunity to mention you've got some stuff coming up?
I have a couple little things coming up.
Sorry if I overstepped my grounds by pushing you into this one, but
that's all right. That's all right. I did have a couple shows coming up for this following month. I've got another track coming up as well. But is this the? Yeah. Okay. So I'm not gonna say too much.
NSC baby,
Yeah.
NSC. Let's go.
I'm not gonna say too much about this.
Hush, hush.
Because this is gonna fucking hit you cunts like a bang when this
Word up,
happens.
man.
So,
I'm so excited to hear this stuff, man.
all I'm gonna say is the Northside Collective. Fucking watch out.
Watch out. Nah, look, honestly, let's go, man. Northside coming up.
It's going to be big.
And this is going to be huge. So, stay tuned for a big announcement within, I'd say the next month and a half.
Yeah, we'll definitely promote it on us on our page as well as much as possible.
Sure.
Yeah, you'll hear about it.
It was sort of meant to be rolling by now, but you know, in typical fashion,
Trying to get
sort
MCs.
of hit that depressor.
You get delays.
That's it, man. You know, fucking. So just figuring my own shit out a little bit, and then that'll be fully in motion. So that'll be a massive thing that I'm very excited about. But yeah, don't want to say too much about that.
Let's go.
But yeah, it's going to be a big thing. Northside shows, Northside Collective, Northside Cyphers, Northside fucking artists, Northside represent.
Let's go Northside. Big up
bro.
Northside on the way up.
Yes, shout out to you, Cobba. Well, this has been another episode of the A2B Podcast. Thank you so much for coming in, Cobba.
What a day, bro.
Actual legend, bro. Appreciate it.
Thank you, boys.
Been a big honour, man. Been a big pleasure.
Mad. It was mad.
It's been sick.
Absolutely mad. So yeah, I'm fucking very keen to sit back and watch that one.
Yeah, just real quick, bro. Plug your socials into the camera, bro.
Cobba _ADL on Instagram, and it's just Cobba on SoundCloud as well.
Word up.
Trying to get some Spotify shit going on, but sort of like put my beats on fucking beats that like were for non-for-profit use and shit.
Yeah, word.
And fucking ones you couldn't buy.
Yeah, they got kicked off.
They were like free for use and shit. So fucking my first 2 tracks, if I actually fucking want to release them on like Spotify or anything like that, I need to do it on different beats. Like.
Yeah, word up.
Fucking,
we'll say so. Stay tuned for more Cobba.
Stay tuned for Spotify and you'll be seeing me around.
Let's
Hell
go,
yeah, bro.
lad.
Let's
Cheers,
do
man. Been a fucking pleasure, lad.
See you, cunts.
Let's go. Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks
See you
for
next
watching,
week.
everybody. Love ya.
Fatness.